Funsuk Wangdu. Does that name ring a bell? Well, if you have any interest in Bollywood, then it's impossible for you to have not heard this name. The story that I am bringing before you today is a story of making of Sonam Wangchuk and the real invisible force that catapulted him into the big league. Sonam Wangchuk or Funsuk Wangdu is in the news for past many months and for many reasons, whether it is attention-seeking comments under videos of Germany-based YouTuber or his viral videos on Instagram. A section is hell-bent on showcasing him as an activist fighting for Ladakh and the Himalayas, but the fact is that there is more to him than what meets the eye. And in this video, I will only talk about the stuff that you don't know or connect the dots between what is already known so that you can decide for yourself who and what is Funsuk Wangdu alias Sonam Wangchuk, who was a non-entity to Indian masses before Amir Khan's Bollywood film Three Idiots. Wangchuk recently was on a hunger strike for his demand of full statehood to Ladakh through 6th schedule of the Indian constitution. He wanted to march to the Indo-Tibet border but then abruptly ended his 21 days long hunger strike, claiming that his supposed battle would continue. Sonam Wangchuk was born to Sonam Wangyal, a Congress politician who later became a minister in the state government. In 1988, he along with other Ladakhi college students founded SECMOL or Students' Educational and Cultural Movement of Ladakh. SECMOL claimed to have worked on reforming the government school system and has been a recipient of foreign funding from entities such as Dan Church Aid, an organization which is funded by the EU, Netherlands, Ireland, Denmark, Norway, the UK government, besides the US State Department. Now coming to the most important part. The invisible force behind SECMOL that anchored it and helped establish Wangchuk in the international activism scene. Meet Rebecca Becky Norman. In 1993, after obtaining her bachelor degree from SIT or School for International Training, she headed straight to Ladakh and landed at SECMOL, where she claims to continue working until now, so says her LinkedIn profile. If one were to look at SIT, her alma mater, you could see that their current president is Sophia Howlett, an open society veteran only. According to a report, Rebecca came to Ladakh as a volunteer for another organization while doing her degree in development in the US. She later switched to SECMOL. 1990s was also an era of great upheavals and uncertainties. Iraq War, disintegration of erstwhile USSR, redrawing of Eastern Europe map, economic crisis in India, formation of minority Congress government after assassination of Rajiv Gandhi, and amidst all, highly motivated Rebecca chose Ladakh, which at the time was part of Jammu and Kashmir, a state that was seen firmly in the grip of Islamic terrorism and was experiencing a mass exodus of the Hindu community. One should naturally wonder as to why a US girl leaves the great American dream behind and heads to Ladakh. Well, we will come to know the reason in the way Sonam Wangchuk would establish himself in the following decades. Notably, after Article 370 in 2019 was repealed from Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh was notified as a union territory, Rebecca goes public with an interview next year with Ladakhi media in local dialect. Interestingly, several Western publications and journals such as Sage and London School of Economics described Rebecca as the wife of Sonam Wangchuk. Till date, this has not been refuted by Sonam Wangchuk. And all along, Rebecca has been free to move in and out. In 2000, Rebecca goes back to Harvard for her MED. She did not forget to head back home in 2020 to vote against Trump. It must be a coincidence that Rebecca goes back to Harvard for MED in 2000, couple of years prior to Sonam chosen an Ashoka Fellow sponsored by Ashoka Foundation, which gets its funding from the Ford Foundation, an alleged informal philanthropic arm of CIA. So now Sonam Wangchuk has to wait a couple of years till his time comes in 2009 when Bollywood movie Three Idiots was released in India, which is inspired from the life of Wangchuk. Suddenly Wangchuk rose to fame and everyone seems to be talking about him. Bollywood star Amir Khan played as Sonam Wangchuk, the actor whose movies would surprisingly do well in China in future. Curiously, we have to just put it here, a year before Three Idiots was released in India, Sonia Gandhi had just returned from 2008 Olympics where she went with her son Rahul Gandhi. While in China, the family also decides to sign a secret MOU with the CCP. Come 2014, a new government arrives at the center. Meanwhile, Sonam Wangchuk wins several awards, firmly establishing him as a leading voice in Ladakh. Now, Sonam Wangchuk is peddling the same propaganda that a principal opposition party uses against the current dispensation in India. Amid all these years, Sonam Wangchuk has got all the fame, recognition, media interviews, but mysteriously none knows about Rebecca. Will Sonam Wangchuk answer these questions?